Hi, Life Point Church. It's Jesse Miller here. I'm the worship and discipleship pastor, and I get to share a quick devotional with you today. It is Holy Tuesday. Some people call it Fig Tuesday because this is the day that Jesus comes through right after he's been celebrated on this donkey. Hosanna, come in the name of the Lord. Come save us now. All these people have laid, and he's going through Bethany and he sees a fig tree. He curses that fig tree and says, don't ever bear fruit again. But I really like focusing on something else that happened that day. So Jesus continues on, and he reaches Jerusalem and he comes to the court of the Gentiles. Okay, so he's here at this court, and all of a sudden there's all these money changers and people with doves. And it wasn't just the fact that they were selling things or anything like that. It was the fact that they had set up their camp right in the court of the Gentiles. And the problem with this is that nobody that was a Gentile would be able to worship in that area because the whole area was taken up by all these money changers. And so I'm just going to read, so forgive me, I'm not looking directly at the screen, but in Mark 11:15-17, it says, on reaching Jerusalem, Jesus entered the temple courts and began driving out those who were buying and selling there. He overturned the tables of the money changers and the benches of those selling doves, and would not allow anyone to carry merchandise through the temple courts. And as he taught them, he said, is it not written, my house will be called a house of prayer for all nations, but you have made it a den of robbers? So Jesus is quoting from Isaiah and from Jeremiah, where it's talking about the foreigner and the stranger among you. And see, Jesus, even in the Old Testament, if they would have just read their Bible, would have known that he always made a place for the outsider, for the foreigner, for the person that was not a Jew to be able to be ceremonially cleansed, even in the Old Testament. So how much more is he foreshadowing this new covenant that he's making with people? And he wants to make sure that everyone has access, Jews and Gentiles alike. In fact, behind this court of the Gentiles, there was a sign that Josephus and other people have written about. They even found the inscription in the 1800s where it says, no entry upon fear of death. And so it's a very significant thing. They were purposely trying to keep out anybody that wasn't a Jew. But Jesus said, no, I've always had place in my house for all people. And so that should give us some encouragement, some strength for today, to know that as Jesus was entering this time where he's about to go to the cross, he had you on his mind. He had me on his mind. He had all of us in his mind and his thoughts. And that is how he went to the cross, with saying that my house will be a house of prayer. Aren't you glad that we get to have a house of prayer today? So I just want to encourage you that as we come up to Holy Week, invite somebody to Sunday. This Sunday is going to be an amazing message that says, isn't it time? And Jesus said right after this, he said, have faith in God. Amen. So have faith in God. I encourage you to lift up your eyes, find your help in Jesus, and we're going to have an awesome week. Thanks.